Hey guys, what's happening? Catch 22RZ here. Gonna do a quick review on the Traxxas XMaxx 8S version. If you guys don't have one of these, you're looking at getting one of them, I'm gonna tell you go ahead and pull the trigger. I know they're kind of pricey, but yeah, these things are pretty kick-ass. I have not done any RC videos. As you can see, I'm in reloading. And I got a couple hobbies here and there, but just a old guy that got into these RC cars not too long ago, and started with the Revo 3.3 Nitro. Totally cool. And Creighton 6S, Arma Creighton 6S. If you don't have one of those, you're thinking about getting one of them, get one of these. These things just, they're kick-ass. I don't know what else to say. I've broken a couple minor things with it, but you know, it's, you know, basically they're pretty cool. Then I've got a Traxxas Slash VXL 4x4. This thing I've only run about, maybe 3 times, and I broke an axle on it. Of course, everybody knows about the axle problems with these things. Put some trenchers on here. We got the Pro Line extended body mounts, and then we've got a Arma Granite brushless 3S. These things are pretty. You can really beat the snot out of these things too. You know, if you want a good cheap basher, I think you can get those things for around $300 or something. But anyways, let's go back to the XMaxx. So I got this puppy a few days ago. Got it brand new, believe it or not. It was out of the package. A guy bought 3 of these things, never ran this one. And I was able to pick this thing up for $775. Never been on the ground. So obviously I took that deal and I ran with it. Basically, we've got I've got 2 runs on it now. About 1.5 runs on 6S. I was using some Electron Pro 5200 mAh 3S batteries. You're gonna get maybe 20 minutes of runtime out of those, depending on how you're running it. And then I'll go grab one here shortly and get right back. I just bought some of the HRB batteries off of Amazon, the 4S batteries. We'll grab those here real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back. So yeah, I ran this thing on 6S, basically a run and a half on 6S, just to kind of get the hang of it, break it in. They do pretty good on 6S. I mean, most guys will have fun with that. Probably less wear and tear on your drivetrain. I'm not a professional with these things. You guys on YouTube, you teach me a lot of stuff. Forums, Facebook, such, you know. So I ordered some of these HRB 6000 mAh 4S batteries, 60C. Say it's a 120C burst rate. So these just came in today. And I thought, what the heck? Let's charge them up and throw them in. Came in the box. They seem to have a good storage charge on them, about 3.82, 3.83 volts. Took and charged these up. They took about 55 minutes a piece with a Electron Pro charger. Threw them in the truck and kind of just let the truck rip. These batteries, now I wasn't going full blast. I got a little jump out back and a couple acres out here, some woods and stuff, and I got about 52 minutes of runtime out of these batteries. And that was basically, you know, running it moderately hard, but, you know, not wide open. You know, I did a few wide open runs in the yard, up the driveway. I don't know, probably 6 or 7 of those, but I wasn't just completely going crazy with the throttle or anything. But yeah, so far these things charged up good. They seem to balance out good. and I 120 bucks off Amazon for these things shipped. These are the hard case ones. The only complaint that I would say with these is with the way they have the wires coming out of here. They're pretty tight to get them in the chassis of the XMaxx. You kind of got to fold them over pretty hard. You got to kind of mount these puppies sideways like this and then fish your leads up behind the battery retainer. So it does, this bottom wire on both sides does get kind of pinched down a little bit. I don't know, I may alter the body of the XMaxx a little bit to kind of give that a little bit of space. I haven't decided yet. But back onto the XMaxx here. So like I said, this thing was brand new, never been run. Guy was a really cool dude. Went and picked this up a couple days ago. Didn't have the box for it, but you know, everything else was there. And I mean, it's pretty much still brand new looking. Yeah, I've run 3 runs, 1 run on 8S so far, and managed to not destroy the body or tear it up. I've got RPM roof skids on the way. A couple other upgrades, you know, that you guys have suggested. I've got on order here. I've got some shock covers. Those are coming in, and I think I'm gonna do the upgrade, or at least get and have it in stock. The heavy duty servo kit from Traxxas. I'll probably do that. And I took and let's pop the top here, and I just washed this puppy off, so I blow these things dry real good with an air compressor, and then I throw them in front of a heater to let some nice warm air blow on them. But yeah, so basically we've got, you know, no damage to the body yet, so yay me. I'm gonna kind of cry the day that happens, because I love this rock and roll edition body. So getting back onto the vehicle, I'm just going to give you a quick review. If you're looking for action videos here, guys, it's not going to be this video. I'm hoping to get out to our local, we have a skate park a few miles from here. I'm hoping to get this. I think I'm going to take out, well, I think I'll probably take out whatever I can throw in the truck here. Just charge them all up. And the Revo's currently under the knife. This thing's got about maybe 5 or 6 tanks into it, and I wasn't even really being hard on it. It wasn't cold or anything, but I snapped the upper control arm somehow or another. I've got an RPM kit that should be coming in any day now to fix that, but this thing is cool. I mean, if you guys like 2-stroke gas, I mean, get a Revo, get a Nitro, you know, whatever brand you want. But yeah, we'll probably get the Creighton out on the park. We'll probably take the Slash out. I don't know. That seems like these things are kind of like a high dollar woman. They need a lot of money thrown into them. It seems like every time you take one of these things out, something wants to break. And I'll definitely take the Granite out and throw that thing off some skate park ramps. But once again, back to the XMaxx. So this is the 8S. Everything's bone stock on it. Got the Traxxas ESC in here. Bone stock motor. I'll probably order the heavy duty spur gear kit, pinion gear kit. When I went and picked this up, as we were loading it up into my car, the guy noticed that the lower control arm, I noticed it too, was all wet and shiny. So this is brand new. And basically this left rear shock was leaking right out of the box. He never ran this. I have no reason to doubt that. The condition that the truck was in when I got it, it looked brand new. So he had a bin full of parts and stuff in the back seat of his truck, and he threw me a shock rebuild kit. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna wait until it gets bouncy and then deal with it. I'm kind of hoping it was just some residual moisture from the thing sitting. He bought this last October, so 6-7 months ago, and it just sat on his shelf. But so yeah, I took it out today. I've got a jump out back that's probably about 5 foot tall. It's pretty steep. Ran it off of that thing probably 5 or 6 times, flat landing it. No issues. I've got no issues with the steering servo yet, but I do plan on getting one. I do have the RPM hubs on order, and then the oversized bearings there. Those are a pretty common failure. Mine haven't given me any issues yet, but I've only got, basically 3 runs on this. But they're going to be sitting in the toolbox because apparently that's a pretty high failure item. I'll be picking up the RPM hinge bolt kits there. We'll get rid of that pin that likes to walk out or fall out. And then, once again, we've got the shock covers on order, just to keep some of the dust out of there. I went ahead and kicked up the preload on the back suspension. It felt like it was a little soft to me. Haven't done nothing on the front suspension. If you look inside the tires, I do tape off the vent holes. I do use duct tape on those. We'll see. I've seen some things of these tires blowing out and everything, but I'm not going to get into drilling the tires on this for now, I don't think. First couple runs so far, no issues. Thing's absolute monster. It's funny to see a 25-pound, 3-foot-long RC car just ripping up the yard on its back wheels, and I mean it's just a beast. I don't know what's going on with my controller, but every now and then this thing kind of, I don't know if it's a controller or something with the ESC. I think I'm going to put the Blue Link or the Bluetooth link system in the remote and go in there and fine tweak some stuff. But every now and then it seems like this thing just on light throttle kind of wanted to apply the brakes like after a burst, and then you let off of it. And I don't know if that's... I know guys have complained about these ESCs and stuff being an issue. I'll probably upgrade it to the hobby wing at some point unless I hear something better. And then, guys have said basically your servo saver's weak, and plastic gears in the steering servo, those things tend to go out quite a bit. So I'm just going to run the stock stuff until I blow it, and I'll have the parts in the back or in the toolbox there to fix that when it happens. So it does look like I'm probably going to be rebuilding this shock straight out of the box, more or less. Haven't had any problems with the pinion gear slipping loose, which I've read a lot of people had that problem. So far mine's been good. I won't mess with it. I kind of pay attention to what's going on with my stuff, so if I hear something funky going on, then I'll stop it and take that off, and probably go into the upgraded gears. I have no anticipation of changing the gearing on this thing to get more speed out of it. It's plenty fast enough for a 25-pound car. This shock looked like it was seeping a little bit after today's run. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to tear stuff apart unless it's getting wet. I'll probably go through and get some of the aluminum caps at some point. Proline makes some. I think there's a couple China companies making some. Those things tend to snap, it looks like. But I really don't have any plans to do too much to the vehicle. I really don't want to trash the body on it here. I may try to pick up a basher body or something, but it is what it is if I mess up the body. So far, the only issue I had, and I'm not sure what went on here, but my bumper came loose, and basically these two Allen bolts here just stuck in the bumper, and the bumper lifted right up off of there, pulled out of the threads. I put those back in. Noticed that today when I was running it. This one tightened down. This one didn't want to tighten down, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I may just drill straight through and nut and put a nut on the bottom of it, but I have a feeling that's going to come loose again. Really, that's the only issue I've had with it so far. I mean, the rear bearings, those have not blown out yet, which people seem to basically don't even get these things out of the, get a full battery run in them. I'm seeing guys complain that the rear bearings, the seals pop out, and then eventually dirt gets in there. and ruins the rear hub bearings. But I'll run those until they do that, and then I'll swap over to the RPM hubs that I have on order. So, but yeah, if you're thinking about getting one of these things, I mean, you got to get it. It's I've gone through a couple of RC cars here just since I started into this hobby not long ago, and basically, you know, I kind of settled for some stuff, ended up buying some stuff and selling it, and I think I bought a Red Cat or something, Blackout XT something Pro. I ran that a couple times. I sold it, and I was bored. It was winter, full-on winter out here, cold as hell. So I bought a Mini Revo brushed model. I sold that. And then this thing popped up on Facebook, and man, I've been watching videos and reviews on these things, and I took off for it as soon as I seen it. And I'm sure everybody knows Kevin Talbot on YouTube. I find the dude freaking hilarious. You know, he launches these things 40, 50 feet into the air 100 times over. You know, he finally breaks something after a half hour doing that, and then he's like, what happened? Well, you know, I don't think I'll be doing the kind of beating that he does on that stuff. But when I was out running this today, and I don't know, you guys have probably come through this today, but I did manage to pick up a fresh pile of dog shit somewhere, and it was all up the side here, and I picked the car up and didn't realize it, and I got it all over my arm, and my wife was laughing. She's like, what happened? And so, yeah, I'm sure everybody's had the infamous run through the dog shit massacre on an RC car. But yeah, hopefully I'll get into these videos more. This is my first RC car video. I do some reviews on some other stuff. I'm not too much of a YouTuber, but you know, I'm gonna grab up my nephew here as the weather breaks for us, and he's into these things too. We're gonna head over to the skate park, and maybe I can get some video of this and some of the other ones in action over here. But yeah, so far a couple runs, no issues other than those screws pulling out for the front bumper. You know, and then like I said, if you guys are looking for a decent battery, so far I know I only have one run on these things, but I mean, for $120 for two of these 4S batteries and getting 50 some minutes out of them, I mean, you know, heck, even if they only last you a year, that's worth it all day long. Especially Traxxas batteries and other batteries are $150 a piece, $140 a piece. But yeah, pick up an XMaxx, send it. Stay out of the dog crap. And thanks for watching, guys. Have fun.